Hey y'all, I am finally doing this video on hummingbirds, finally being obedient. This has been an animal or bird or species, a mammal, that has been coming to me for, I'll say the last month or so. Either by me seeing it, by me seeing a picture of it, me being in the cleaners and them having pulled out a piece of, I guess it was like a calendar or something. And it was just like sitting on the wall. And I'm thinking, how ironic is it? Which is not ironic because there are no coincidences, right? More like synchronicities. But yeah, so I saw a picture of a hummingbird on the wall at the cleaners that I have not been to in so long. That was my first time going to the cleaners in, it feels like over a year. It may have not been that long, but it definitely feels like a really long time. I'm going to share with you information on the significance and symbolism of hummingbirds. Now, hummingbirds are the smallest bird in the world. Specifically, the bee hummingbird is the smallest, but overall, hummingbirds are like the tiniest bird. They are very unique in the fact that they fly not only frontwards, but they fly backwards, and they can fly from side to side and upside down. There's no other bird in the world that can do this. Now, I did research a bird in Africa to see if, like, what the significance of hummingbirds were in Africa. And I found out that there are no hummingbirds in Africa. There is a bird similar called a sunbird, but it is different. The way that it is similar is that it has the same ecological behaviors. The hummingbird, it visits like 1,000 flowers in a day, and it consumes up to 2 times its body weight in nectar. So it loves sweetness. It's all about sweetness. It represents joy. It represents happiness. It represents being able to go with the flow and to change. That was really interesting to me because it made me think of the Sacral Chakra, which is the second main chakra. And it is the chakra that deals with not only sensuality, but also creativity and going with the flow. Being able to release that need or that part of us that causes us to be extremely rigid and to have challenges changing. Because the hummingbird moves so swiftly, it is important for us, if this is a bird that continues to show up, if we have it in our dreams, if we're seeing pictures of it, if we're seeing it buzzing by us, to be flexible. Give ourselves an opportunity to not really hold on to one thing so much, but to be able to practice the law of detachment. And I'll try to link that in here so you can see what the meaning of the law of detachment is. It means ultimately to not find yourself in a space where you're so attached to something that when it doesn't do what you want to do, what you need it to do or want it to do, you're extremely disappointed. The hummingbird doesn't stay around long enough for that. It is all about finding that good luck, finding that joy, finding that zest and that vibrance in life. The hummingbird also represents beauty, harmony, love, and inspiration. It reminds us that there is more than one way to do something as it flies frontwards, backwards, side to side, up and down. It also reminds us that there is more than one path, more than one way to get somewhere. So we can be our unique selves and we can do things a different way and still get an amazing result. That's exciting, right? I love the symbolism of things, the symbolism of life, as it reminds us and gives us permission to slow down. Which I would say that this is a tad bit ironic that I would say slow down, because the hummingbird doesn't slow down. But in order for us to see the hummingbird, for us to experience the hummingbird in real life, we're going to need to be mindful because the hummingbird zips by so fast, moving from one thing to the next. The hummingbird reminds us, in my opinion, to be mindful. As I stated before, if we're not paying attention, the hummingbird will just zip past us. As it relates to mindfulness, one of the things I've noticed in terms of people, in terms of challenges in people, is that a lot of humans have challenges being mindful, slowing down, paying attention. Well, the hummingbird really focuses on the details of things, even though it's moving fast. Well, for us, in order for us to see it, as I said, perhaps we need to slow down some so that we can notice it, right? But not only that, the other thing is that the hummingbird's heart rate moves at an exponential rate. I think I said that right. I know I said that the phrase right, but the word maybe not. I would say that the hummingbird reminds us to tune into our body, to tune into ourselves, to tune into our heart rate and our breath, and to practice mindfulness. A practice of mindfulness gives us permission and encourages us to step out and be unique and be who it is that we are without fear. Practicing mindfulness makes it more easy to go with the flow. Being able to go with the flow is going to afford you the opportunity to create more peace in your life, and also to not get stuck on things and stay on things for too long. As I really sit here and think about the hummingbird and how swiftly it moves, it reminds me that, so we have this duality here of moving very swiftly as the hummingbird does, but as I also mentioned, for us being able to be mindful so that we can notice our spirit guide, it's that space in between, that space of harmony, that space of allowing, not forcing. Again, that space of peace and being able to live a joyful and harmonious life that the hummingbird reminds us of. So if there's anything that you found yourself stuck on for too long, remember, the hummingbird doesn't stay stuck on things for too long. The hummingbird knows what it's doing. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps going, right? It just keeps moving. It does what it needs to do in terms of the ecosystem. It lives its life, and it's beautiful as it does so. Very beautiful, just as you in your creative process, all your thoughts, dreams, aspirations, and the things that you're working on. Hummingbirds are also protective. They're protective. They can be, I would say assertive. It said aggressive, but maybe they are aggressive. I've never experienced them being aggressive, but as small as they are, they don't play. I was like, okay. Which tells me that it's a good reminder to not compare yourself to others. Not compare yourself and feel like, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not this or I'm not that. I'm not big enough. I don't have a large enough following. Whatever the case is, it's a great reminder that looks can be deceiving, and don't judge a book by its cover. Hummingbirds may also appear if you've lost a loved one, and they can also appear as you're going through the different stages of grief. Just reminding you that sorrow does not last forever. And even though it hurts, to continue to live, continue to do the things that you enjoy, even doing the things that you and your loved ones enjoy doing together. And if you didn't have an opportunity to do it with them, perhaps even incorporating some of the things that you know added zest to their life. Ultimately, the hummingbird reminds you to be adaptable. It reminds you to be resilient. It reminds you that good luck, blessings from the angelic realm, from your Egun, from your spirit guides, and God are all around you. So one of your assignments, exercises to practice after this video and for the next 7 days is to practice your breathing. but not only to practice your breathing, to notice your breathing throughout the day. How is it? Is your heart rate going extremely fast? Are you finding yourself feeling flustered, short of breath? Are you feeling tightness in your chest? That's some of the things that I work on with my mental health clients, because a lot of people who experience trauma, who are feeling depression, who are experiencing anxiety and panic attacks have challenges with their breathing. So the way that you do that is you take a full inhale in through your nose. And as you do that, you allow your chest to expand. You fill your belly with air, and then you slowly exhale and release it out. And as you're doing this, I would invite you to imagine a beautiful hummingbird. Thank you all for tuning into this video today. Please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you've seen any hummingbirds lately. I'll see you soon. Peace.